So, according to reports, CEO Ken King, when asked, said they're no longer pursuing another building in Calgary. Now, it's not that long ago that Brian Burke said, if we don't get a new building, we're out of here. King himself said, if we don't get a new building, we're out of here. Gary Bettman said, oh, they don't make buildings like this anymore. Well, that's probably for a reason. Paraphrasing a little bit, but he ran the Saddle Dome down pretty good. And Bettman's been vocal about, you guys need a new building. King, need a new building. Burke, need a new building. So, it seems to me like Calgary legitimately has an issue here. And we can skirt around it all we want, but the fact that, and I've said this in previous videos, the fact that the NHL says Calgary needs a new building is bad. I'm not saying that about Arizona. They kind of say that about the Islanders, but that's already a mutual thing, and that's in flux. It's not like you can move the team to Airdrie. It's not like you can move the team to a suburb. It's Calgary, or it's out of the province. Red Deer wouldn't be NHL caliber at all. The Calgary Flames are a team that I would absolutely hate to see move. And I don't post videos just for shock value or just, just to get people talking. I post stuff that I try to be current and I try to be fair. And there's something about this threat that to me seems to have more behind it, a lot more behind it than threats in other cities have had. Now, I talked about the follies of the Atlanta Thrashers a few days ago. And their failure came down to ownership, and it came down to a bad lease with a building. Calgary's saying, we have the wrong building, we need a new building. And now City Council and them apparently aren't having talks anymore. There's a divide. People who say it's worth using public funds to build a new building, and people who say absolutely not, they're billionaires, make them pay for it themselves. There are people who say, well, if Calgary needs a new building and we have to pay for it, we as taxpayers, then let them move, I don't care. And I don't necessarily blame people who don't watch hockey and don't care about hockey having the opinion of, we don't really care. Because that's fine. I don't have that opinion. There's plenty of Calgary Flames fans who absolutely would not have that opinion. In the States, everything comes down to a vote. Almost everything comes down to, okay, you guys, there's new tax coming up. We'll just have a vote on whether or not it goes through. New bridges, new whatever. Canada works a little differently, of course. We don't have votes on absolutely everything. And really, I don't know how democratic this process is going to be. I don't know how much the public's going to have a say in what happens with the Calgary Flames. But the Saddle Dome doesn't work. The Calgary Next project, from everything I've read, is dead in the water. So they have to come up with something else. And apparently, according to Ken King today, there isn't anything else right now. So how immediate is this? This has been nebulous. They haven't said, if we don't get a building by this date, here we have to move. It's just been, we'll move without a new building. And it's got to be unnerving to Calgary fans because it's a frustrating time. The team is relevant again. They look like they can build to being a contender. There's a lot of reason to be optimistic about Calgary. It would suck if this was the time when suddenly, oh, well, we're going to move. That would be brutal. And I don't think it's going to happen, but I'm not sure how this is peacefully resolved. Let me know in the comment section below how you think it's going to be resolved, especially if you live in the Calgary area and you've been following this more than I have with the headlines. So the day-to-day stuff. Because I'm curious to know, where else can they build this downtown? And how realistic is it that they can find a place to put a building that both City Council and Flames ownership agree on. Leave that in the comment section. I'll monitor that as much as possible. And don't forget to hit like and subscribe if you're browsing your way through. Thank you guys so much for watching. And again, if you're a Flames fan, I'm in your corner. This is not me trying to get the whole pack up the moving vans, Flames are out. Because the NHL hasn't come out and said, oh, no, we'll be in Calgary forever, this will just get straightened out. Because Bettman's like, it'd be a shame, the old building. Just the way this is being phrased and framed by the NHL makes me a little nervous. So thank you very much for watching, and I'll talk to you again soon.